Good Saturday, everyone. I'm stock cooler. Today is June 19, 2021. The correction is coming. I really mean that. After talking about a correction for such a long time, I believe a correction has started in the last week, in this week, and it will eventually happen in the coming week. It's exciting. Let's take a look. Okay, first, let's still label our plot as euro. Yeah, the gap, supporting gap. This supporting gap. And the old all-time high resistant line. Okay, let's take a look at what happened in the last week. Actually, there was nothing happened at the early last week, and the change is here. On last Friday here. On last Friday, the stock market suddenly gapped down and formed the current or a new gap, which is obviously is a resistant gap. That's very interesting. Now we have a supporting gap here, and we have a resistant gap here. And for me, the current situation is very obvious. I mean, for the next week, the speculation will be very obvious, since we have been talking about a correction is coming. Now, the stock market reached the all-time high and gapped down. In my opinion, in my system, this is such a strong signal saying that or confirming that the correction we have been talking about has started. For the market, let's take a detailed look. Let's see. In my opinion, if the correction has started, then in the next week, the stock market will start decrease or drop very quickly. And as we know, in such a big area, there is no any support until this support line. That's SPY at 400 until here. So my speculation is, first, the correction has started. Second, if the correction has started in the coming week, I believe it will happen in the coming week. The price, the stock market will drop dramatically until it reaches SPY 400, this supporting gap. It would not stop until this supporting gap. That's my thought. And if another thing makes me confident is this resistance gap. It's much stronger than this all-time high resistance line. If you have another opinion, that means you believe the stock market can continue to grow. Then the first resistance comes from this resistance gap. The market must break this gap, must go up, break this gap, and stand on this gap. Then it can go up. For me, I really do not think this will happen. I believe the high possibility for the stock market in the coming week is still this path. It will drop, it will go down. It's much because there is no any resistance. It's the most easy way for the stock market to go. Yeah, basically that's my thought, and I strongly believe this will happen. And for me, I strongly believe the market will drop in the next week. The only question for me is where the stock market will stop dropping. Honestly, I'm questioning if this supporting gap can stop the market, this stock can stop the market, can support the stock market, and the whole market can decrease and stop dropping here, maybe rebounds from this position. I even do not think so. Yes, this is another story we can talk about later, but in one word, if we believe a correction has started, then a correction would not be such a small decrease, and this supporting gap would not be able to stop the dropping of the market. And in a long term, if a correction really has started, I believe this supporting gap would not be able to stop this correction. This correction will continue and the market can withdraw much deeper than for SPY 400. But anyways, we can talk about this later. But for the coming week, for the next week, my opinion is very clear. I believe the market will go down and will test SPY 400. And if this SPY 400 can stop this market dropping, we will see. Okay, I believe the next week will be very interesting, and let's sit tight and see. And still that word, you guys just be aware of the current risk, and please protect your profit. And hopefully you guys listened to me in the past at least 2 weeks, and you have reduced your stock position in your portfolio. So you have avoid this gapping down in the stock market, hopefully. Okay, that's it, and see you guys next Saturday.